Alright, welcome back. Alright, we left off, we had just put the solenoid back together after we took it apart and cleaned it real good. So now we're going to put it all back together. Okay, so take your solenoid, you got two screws. Alright, it's going to be the front hole. If you hold it up, you just screw it in righty tighty. Okay, turn it to the right. Just tighten it down finger tight. You don't need to use no tools or nothing. Take your wire and you're going to plug it up right there. It'll only go in one way. Don't force it. If it doesn't go in smoothly, back off, see what you're doing wrong, put it back in there. Take your fingernail, push it till it clicks. Okay, now we got a little transfer tube here. We're going to put a little bit of oil in two places. Alright, you're going to put lube right here at the top, because this goes inside of that piece there, and then you're going to flip it around and you're going to put just whatever's left on your finger on that O-ring there, just enough to get it to screw in and seal. Okay, and that is going to screw right behind the solenoid. Okay, screw it in finger tight. Okay, don't need to use no tools or nothing on it. Now this is very important. All right, if you look right here, you'll see there's a bunch of pins sticking up in the front. Okay, those pins go into that receiver right there. If there's any doubt that you cannot line them pins up correctly, then take this whole front piece off, put the top on it, and then put that piece on. If you don't trust yourselves, like I said, put it in a box, bring it to me. We're more than happy to do it for you. There's a round recess area right there in the back. Okay, that's where that transfer tube goes. So you're going to put that right there in the back, and then you're going to make sure that that wire's not being pinched, and you're just going to follow it down, and you'll see it go into the transfer tube right there. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is just come up here, make sure that the pins are lined up. When they get to that point, they're lined up. Push it all the way down, flip the gun upside down, and let's put the screws back in it. Okay? Again, if there's any doubt in your mind as to anything that we showed you today, don't do it. Just bring it back to me. We'll be more than happy to put the gun back together for you. Okay? No charge unless you broke a part. We will have to charge you for the part if you broke something, but as long as nothing's broke, it won't cost you a dime to get the thing put back together. Okay? Alright, we're going to put these back in. I think this is probably going to be the last video in this series, so that's going to be, what, 3 or 4 parts? So that worked out good. Not too many parts. Alright, good and snug on the screw. We're going to take our bolt. Remember, there's a slot right here in the bottom, and there's a pin right there in the bottom of the bolt. Put it back in, make sure they line up. Sometimes that'll spring back out, so just take your finger and hold it on there to make sure it doesn't happen. We're going to take that special screw, the one that doesn't have threads all the way to the end of it. That's what we're going to put back into the back. Okay? We're going to put her back together. Oops. Good and snug. Alright, so now we've got it. Now what you want to do, put your battery back in it. Positive, negative, positive, negative. Alright, make sure you got the polarity right. Put the battery back in it. Push your button until it turns green. Alright, push it again until it does rapid flash. That's just when you're not playing paintball. That's just when you check that the solenoid's working. Okay? That's the only time you want to turn the eyes off. Alright, when you're down there, remember, push the button until it turns green, let it go. You're looking for a slow, steady flash. Okay, that's all you want. Push it, turn it to red, let it go. Alright, now, the next chapter on this thing is going to be at the paintball field. We're going to hook it up to the tank, and then we are going to chronograph the gun, we're going to shoot the gun, we're going to put it through its paces. Alrighty? So, let's put the grips back on and the screws that go into the front grip part. Remember, here on the sides, behind the grip, we've got our screws that have the cone head on them. Okay? They're beveled like that. Now these are they're beveled and they go into plastic. Okay? So when you put these screws in, you just want to kind of be careful that you don't over tighten them. Just make sure they're good and snug. They can't fall out because the grips go over top of them. So even if they do loosen back up and you didn't get it tight enough, don't worry about it. You won't lose them. If you feel the front grip starting to move around a little bit, bring it to me, and we'll take the grips off and we'll tighten them right back up for you. I've never had those two screws come loose. So, just so you know, I have been involved in paintball for about 38 years now. Okay, I started paintball when there was no such thing as electronic guns. So, I've been in it that long. I've seen a few things. I've done a few things. I like paintball. No, I don't. Love paintball. So we're going to put the front grip back on. Quick tip on the front grip. Okay, it's got rubber with hard plastic under it. The white part is the hard plastic. Okay, again, don't crank down on these things. You deform the hard plastic that's under it, and then what it does is it starts pushing the rubber pieces out. So that when you see people that's got guns and they're all bulked out and everything, they've tightened these screws too tight, and they've deformed the bottom screws. They're not going to fall out. Just good and snug. You can tell when they're too tight. If you got to crank down on them, that's too tight. Okay. Just good snug, and you will not have that problem. Again, I can't stress enough, if you get into a situation that you don't feel comfortable, put all the screws, solenoid, put everything in a Ziploc bag, put everything in a box, bring it to me. We'll be more than happy to put it back together for you. Now, we do have a program. If you're not comfortable with any of this and you just don't want to do it, you don't want to maintenance your own gun or anything like that, we do have a program for $25. We will take your gun in and we will clean it, re-lube it, re-chronograph it, make sure that everything on the gun is perfect. So when you get it back, it'll shoot like it did the day you bought it. All right, that's just a thing that we offer. It's 25 bucks. So if you don't want to do it, just bring it to us. We'll be more than happy to do it for you. All right. We've just got this thing back together. All right. Now, hopefully, we'll get this tomorrow. Today's Friday, so tomorrow is Saturday, the 18th. So hopefully we'll get this. We'll have good enough weather where we can go ahead and get it out and get it chronographed and everything for you guys. Okay, so the gun is now back together. Clean up my mess a little bit here. All right, so we have had some phone calls and we have had some check-in people on our summer camp this year. Okay, I'll pull my phone up over here and I will give you the exact dates of the summer camp this year. Now, I know, let's see, January, February, March, April. We do the summer camps in June because everybody's out of school and it hasn't gotten quite so hot yet. Once we get into July and August, it's too hot and it's too hard on the kids. So we only have the summer camps in June. We have the summer camps every full week of June. Now, the first week and the third week is guaranteed. The rest of the weeks is if we can fill them, okay? So this year's summer camp, it's Monday through Thursday. I get there at 7:30 in the morning. You can drop your children off any time after that. There's usually no less than 4 adults to watch out and take care of all the kids, and to run with them, teach them. We show them all the tips and tricks that we've learned over the years. We teach them how to slide correctly. We teach them how to walk the trigger on their gun. That's usually one of the first things they want to learn. They want to learn how to walk that trigger. So we teach them how to do it. The Mini's not difficult to learn how to do it on. So usually within the first day, they can walk them triggers like a champ. We play games. We do more than paintball. We play games. We've got one game that's called Snipers versus Runners. That is we take the smallest child that we have in camp that year, and we give him a low impact gun, and we put him in the tower of the Hydra headquarters castle. Now the object of the game, and if we have two small children, we put both of them, one in each side of the window. Object of the game is all the other campers, they do not have guns or anything. They go back to the back of the field at the castle. The object of the game is for them to make it past the castle, sneaking around and everything, without getting shot, and make it to the back net where the exit is. And if they do that, then they come out and bragging rights. And a lot of times the kids will do it, and then they didn't get hit, so they'll turn right back around and they'll start doing it again. That's called Snipers versus Runners. We have another one that we have one special needs boy that comes every year. And the kids, now the adults didn't do this. Now he likes to just come and hang out. Okay, he's a very awesome kid. He likes to come and just hang out and whatever. So the kids, I don't know, about 3 years ago, the kids that were at the camp got together, and they come up with a way for him to be able to play without getting shot. The kids came up with this. So what they do is they have these long little fuzzy battle swabs. I'm sure you've seen the guys with them. I don't have one right now to show you, but it's about this long. It folds in the middle and it's fuzzy on one end. Okay, so what they do is they give him the low impact gun, and he's on the ground and he's walking around. Okay, and he has an adult with him, and the object is he's looking for these kids, and when he finds them, he shoots them and stuff like that. Now, to end the game, to get him out, what they have to do is they have to sneak up behind him, and they have to tag him with the battle swab. Okay? Man, this youngin gets such a kick out of that. Even when you tag him with the battle swab, he's nothing but laughing and everything. So that's another game that we play. We have what's called Spin the Pod. With Spin the Pod, everybody makes a circle. I'm the one that goes out and spins the pod. So there's a low impact gun sitting on the ground behind everybody, and I spin the pod. Whoever the pod lands on, the tip of the pod, they have to grab the gun off the ground and turn it up, and they take 2 shots and try to hit everybody else that's hauling butt away. So as soon as that pod lands on somebody, everybody else is hauling butt to try and get behind the fence. And the kid it lands on has to grab the gun, and he fires 2 shots. That's been pretty popular too. The highlight of the day, we supply lunches for the kids. We cook them on our grill. All right. We have a pool house, so it's on the other side of the property. We take them to the pool house, and while we're cooking lunch, they get to swim in the pool. After lunch is done, they get to come out, they eat lunch, and then time permitting, they can jump back in the pool and refresh. Okay, it's a lot of fun. Everybody enjoys it. Usually on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it would either be like hamburgers one day with chips and a drink, and then hot dogs the next day with chips and a drink. Now we do one day with grilled cheese, and then we have one day that's pizza. Okay, usually pepperoni and then cheese. Camp is from, like I said, you can drop them off at any time after 7:30 in the morning, because I get there at 7:30 to start setting everything up. Most of the kids are dropped off between around 8 and 8:30ish in that area. So plenty of time to chill, eat breakfast, whatever you want to do. At somewhere around 11 o'clock, we'll start getting ready, and we'll go to lunch, go to the swimming pool, get out of the swimming pool, come back, and then they use the afternoon to show us what they learned that day, and they have free play. It's a lot of fun. We've been doing it. We've been there for 14 years now. We did not do camp the first year, but there was so much request, we started doing it the second year, and it's been so popular that we've continued to do it over the years. A lot of repeat kids that come out. We got some soccer players that started out when they were like 9 years old. They started coming to the camp, and they would come every year until they aged out. The camp is from 8-year-old to 14 years old. Okay. Generally, it usually levels out somewhere in the 11 and 12 range. Is usually what most of the kids' ages are. We do occasionally get 13, 14-year-olds. If you're unsure, I mean, if you've got a 7-year-old and he's like a big husky 7-year-old, just give us a call. We'll give him a look, and if he can, join in, we'll be more than happy to let him join in. Camp is $230 a week. Like I say, this year we're going to have 4 camps, and the dates are going to be the week of June the 2nd, the week of June the 9th, the week of June the 16th, and the week of the 23rd. Okay? So if your kid wants to come, go ahead. Registration is now open. It opened January the 1st. We can only take 15 kids. So if your kid wants to come to camp, you need to go ahead and call in and get him registered. We can do everything over the phone. You do not even have to come to the paintball field or anything to sign him up. We can take a credit card right over the phone. So give us a call. Hoppers Paintball, 912-572-7565, and let's sign him up for camp. Okay? Now, the next video is going to be us chronographing and getting everything settled on this gun, so stay tuned for that. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Any questions about anything we've discussed, don't hesitate. Call Mr. Mike. That's me. Same number, 912-572-7565. Thanks a lot for joining us, and we'll catch you on the flip side.